Today we celebrate the great feast, the solemnity of St. Francis of Assisi. In 2010, Pope Benedict recalled this giant of holiness as a great saint and a joyful man who taught the Church that the secret of true happiness is to become saints close to God. The future St. Francis was born on an uncertain date, around 1182, one of the several children born to worthy and wealthy mention Pietro Bernardone and his wife Pica. He originally was called Giovanni, but because Daddy liked the people in France where he worked and made lots of money, when he returned home he changed his name to Francesco, which means Frenchy. And like many medieval saints, St. Francis was neither studious nor pious in his youth. His father's wealth gave him access to a lively social life among the upper classes, where he was known for his flashy clothes and his readiness to burst into song. Later, a patron of peacemakers, he aspired to great military feats in his youth and fought in a war with a rival Italian city-state, Perugia. 3 major incidents confirmed Francis in this path. In Assisi, he overcame his fear of disease to kiss the hand of a leper. Afterward, he made a pilgrimage to Rome, where he deposited his money at St. Peter's tomb and exchanged clothes with a beggar. Soon after he returned home, Francis heard Christ tell him in a vision, "Go, Francis, and repair my house, which, as you see, is falling into ruin." Francis began to use his father's wealth to restore churches. This led to a public quarrel in which the cloth merchant's son removed his clothing and declared that he had no father except God. He regarded himself as the husband of Lady Poverty and resolved to serve Christ as a herald of the great king. During the year 1208, the herald received the inspiration that would give rise to the Franciscan movement. At Mass one morning, he heard the gospel reading in which Christ instructed the apostles to go forth without money, shoes, or extra clothing. This way of life soon became a papally approved rule which would attract huge numbers of followers within Francis's own lifetime. Through his imitation of Christ, Francis also shared in the Lord's sufferings. He miraculously received Christ's wounds, the stigmata, in his own flesh in 1224. His health collapsed over the next 2 years, a living sacrifice made during 2 decades of missionary preaching and penance. He died on October 3rd, 1226. Pope Gregory IX, his friend and devotee, canonized him in 1228. And we say he died in October 3rd, but in those days they reckoned the days starting and closing at different times. So since it really was on the 3rd, but it was after evening, they considered it the 4th. And that's why we celebrate it on the 4th today. Isn't that amazing? There's always such confusion, but that's why we love St. Francis. God bless you all. Enjoy the day.